All right, let's get this party started with the fresh and fit thing. I don't know if you guys heard, but fresh and fit are pregnant. Fantastic. I would ask who the mother and father would be, but I'm pretty sure fresh would be the mother and fit would be the father. That's not that makes the most sense to me. Anyway, when I heard about this whole thing, that's what I first thought. I figured, But anyway, it turns out Walter. It's gonna call him Walter. Walter, which is Fresh Prince of Bel Air. I think I think that's what it's supposed to stand for. Fit is Myron Gaines. It's an old bodybuilding forms meme. Anyway, apparently got a girl pregnant, and now he's getting exposed. Here's my thing. I do not like Fresh and Fit. I think that they are the prime example of what not to be as a man. That's just a reality. They are disrespectful to women, and they do not help young men build positive, healthy, good relationships with their partners. They teach men to be weak. They teach men to cry and complain and victimize themselves. And just to be clear, there are problems with men. Absolutely. I'm a man. There are problems that we have. But there's a difference between acknowledging problems and going full victim complex and blaming women for that. Any advocacy that centralizes around hating on another group instead of building up your own is not an advocacy group. It's a hate group. Okay, it doesn't matter if it's women doing it. Feminism is great, but there are some aspects of it that turn into a hate group. It doesn't matter if it's women or LGBTQ people or people of color or anything. If your movement centralizes around hating another group, you're wrong. You're not a good movement. That's what bothers me. That being said, they've gotten a lot of success out of being the worst examples of a man ever. So anybody who decides to date them, I don't feel bad for you. So not for nothing, I'm going to be real with you. If we go through this information and Walter turns out to be the worst person humanly imaginable, I don't care, because you're dating the guy whose entire shtick is being a piece of crap. There's no greater red flag than a red pill male podcast to know that you shouldn't be with this man. So if you decide to be with this man, you kind of deserve whatever happens in this situation. Unless it goes to like this super illegal point. My understanding is that he just wants her to get an abortion. And who would have thought that he wouldn't take responsibility for his kid? You know what I mean? So it's like, what am I going to, I don't like them, but what am I, you're dating a red flag. This is the most obvious red flag in the entire world. That's like if you decided that you wanted to date somebody that was in prison, you're doing the prison pen pal and you meet them and they get out of prison and they start beating you. It's oh, sorry. That's terrible. They should go back to prison. But what are you doing? So, bad decision. Let's see what we got here, though. Let's read through this. This is apparently her. There was a screenshot, apparently, of the two of them together, but, she deleted it. She's now claiming that he's hacked her. I don't know how that works, but let's do this. There's also an audio message from her. Anyway, this is apparently her talking to him. This is pregnancy tests. Looks like she's pregnant. You always told me you wanted to be your baby's monther. Wow. Incredible. I loved you and I did everything to be a good girlfriend. Now this is happening. You walked away. I think I want to keep the baby. I don't want to kill alive. I want you to be careful and take the responsibility. Incredible. Thank you so much for the $2 from Steve. What do you think about the unforgivable sin? I don't know what that means, brother. Gooning when you should have been edging? I don't know. It's a pretty bad sin. Fresh. I'll call you shortly. She says, take your time. Why is this in Chinese letters? I don't know. Anyway, then he called, the Black Samurai calls her and he says, I can't have kids after the call's over. Probably could have kids, but take responsibility for your actions. Kind of based, I will say. That's what your whole thing is about, no, Myron? Taking responsibility for your actions. What's this? And by the way, here's the thing. Ultimately, if you are in a relationship of some kind and, the woman gets pregnant, it's ultimately the woman's decision on whether she keeps the baby or not. That comes with the territory. She's growing it in her body. She gets to make the final call. Socially, though, men should be able to make a decision. If my wife got pregnant, we would have a conversation. Well, we were going to keep it. Obviously, we want to get pregnant, but we would have a conversation. I think it's unfair to abort without conversation with your significant other. right? That's the reality. Then again, I also wonder what her intentions were of getting pregnant with him, if she actually did. You know what I mean? It's like, are you doing it because you love him, or it was an accident, or are you doing it because you're trying to get some money out of him? Again, here's the thing. In a typical relationship, I wouldn't go in this way, but we're talking about red pill relationships. The women that red pill warns you about are the women that associate with red pill. The shitty, money-hungry women that they try to portray as every woman in society, which is not true. That's the women they pull onto the show. So that's this person. This is the gold-digging, money-grubbing type of person, because that's who associates with Fresh and Fit. And that's what they do. They find women, young girls typically, in their sphere that are looking just for money in exchange for sex. And then, so I wouldn't doubt that this would happen here. That's what they're associating with. I could be wrong. Maybe she loves him and she wants to have his baby and it was an accident. But I wouldn't doubt it. Those are the women that they're talking about. They try to make it seem like that's all women. That's not all women. But I wouldn't doubt that. What's this? Read it. Blood test. Pregnancy blood test. I know, but what does it mean? I don't understand the numbers. What do the numbers mean? It just means, I guess, she's pregnant. 3 to 4 weeks, doctor says. Wow. Oh, okay. Good response there, buddy. It's our baby! Exclamation point. And you want to kill our baby? You are not being a good human. Listen, I am pro-choice. I also don't think it's ideal to get abortions, right? But if you do what you got to do, it's not a baby. It's a sad thing, though. I'm not a huge fan of it. I don't want to diminish what it is because it's a sad thing. It is a potential human life, but I'm still pro-choice. Sometimes I get a little upset. My wife and I are trying to have a kid, and everyone has their struggles. It's taking a little longer than it does for others. So part of me is a little resentful of people who can get pregnant, and get pregnant with shitty people, and then potentially terminate them, or they don't take care of their kids. I get upset by that. That hurts me emotionally, because it's what a beautiful thing to throw away when we're trying so hard to have that. That's just me personally. Pragmatically, I understand. I know that there's a difference between how I feel versus based on my life experience versus the reality of the world. I get it. But it hurt. It's hurtful. You know what I mean? It's not trying to hurt me, but it's hurtful because, like, damn, man, like, what a beautiful thing I would cherish. What a beautiful thing I would cherish. Adopt this baby. Might be good at basketball. Maybe I should. It's not about that right now. It's not good, and a lot is happening, especially now. Business may be over. I don't want kids right now, and we spoke about it, and you agreed. Business might be over. I mean, I know they got demonetized on YouTube, but aren't they doing well on Rumble? They get good views, no? I'm pretty sure. Am I wrong about that? Or is it like a tactic of like, oh, you think that I'm so successful, but I'm actually not? What is this? Grinding on high noon. What is this?
Don't you hate it when a flashlight isn't a lightsaber? This is the lightsaber flashlight. What? This new military flashlight is
Why would I want this?
Basically a lightsaber. Okay. The U.S. government doesn't want you to have
this. Dude, drone. What is happening?
$99 intelligent drone.
I'm trying to look at their stream titled Grinding Overwatch 2. It's high noon from Fresh and Fit because I'm curious.
Is disrupting the entire photography industry.
All right.
He's actually playing Overwatch. One of the biggest fallen off games. Wow. This is incredible. Why would you stream this on? Why? Wait, he streams this a lot. Wait, I could have stood. They give Destiny shit. Fresh is a fucking loser. What is happening? This is weird. Okay, I don't know what I just stumbled into. I'm super confused. Okay. Anyway, they seem to be doing okay. Maybe they're not. I mean, if they're streaming Overwatch, maybe they're struggling. I don't know. No, these guys got 500k views from 20 days ago. Okay. Soldier 76. Thank you so much for the one gifted sub, Angie Toasty. I appreciate that, brother. Here you go. Okay. I don't want kids right now, and we spoke about it, and you agreed. I never agreed. They spoke about it on the phone. See, this is one of the tactics from Fresh and Fit that you have to realize is that they try to keep everything through text. So she was able to bypassed that by calling him. Although he was the one who called her, so he's kind of the idiot. I never agreed. I agreed based on your actions. Are you not educated? If you keep coming inside on me, I will get pregnant. That's so true, girl. I don't get pregnant without your behalf. Words mean nothing. Man up. I'm not saying I want to be with you. I don't, because you are nothing to me. But the baby is innocent. Listen, she's not wrong about what she's saying. I just don't feel bad for her because you decided to engage with a fucking loser. So I don't care. Thank you so much for the $5 from DJ TRE. Hi, Queso. Love the streams, but you kind of built like Mayor Shelbourne. Who the fuck is Mayor Shelbourne? There's no, what is it? What the fuck? Dude, what is okay, incredible. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that for the $5. Okay. You should have a kid with somebody you are. Sorry. You should have a kid with somebody you are in love with in the same household. It won't be what you expect. Man up. I'm telling you now, so you know. Okay. Well, he might have to pay child support. That's what you get for dating thoughts, by the way. In the same way where, like, she should know better for dating him, he should have known better for dating her. If you want to date gold diggers, you're going to get your gold dug, brother. Sorry. I don't expect anything anymore since we are not together. I got pregnant with you when I was in your house and when I was in love. Would you be like not in love 3 or 4 weeks later? Well, that feeling went past very quickly. You wanted to have the baby. If you didn't, you did come in me with your own pleasure. Dude, I love poetic. Incredible. Be logic and be a man. Well, if he was logic, he'd be mostly white. I hear that he's partially black. I don't get pregnant by myself. It's not fair for the baby. That is true. What are you saying? We are not together and won't be. Why would that be good for a kid? So why did you keep coming inside in me? Dude, excellent question. Why did you keep coming inside in me? Great question. Also, things happen and yes, feelings change, but bringing a kid into this world without both parents' love is cruel. We both thought you wouldn't get pregnant. Incredible. It was a joke. What was a joke? I'm so confused. All I am saying is yours should take the responsibility for what you did. I am a victim in this relationship and I'm carrying your babe. You act like you don't care and you don't want nothing. How is she a victim? Thank you so much, Jado Dog, for the upgraded membership to Medium Gut. Thank you so much. Also, now I'm worried I have to test other girls. At least 4. Wait, what? If this is real, he's saying he might have to do a test with 4 other girls. Here's the thing. These guys act like they're so smooth and like, oh, we're like the manipulators of women. We're so smooth. This is like an admittance that you were irresponsible, right? And at the end of the day, he would probably have to pay child support regardless. But you're sitting here telling us that you have to test other girls, 4 of them. All that's telling me is that you're irresponsible. Now, he might be just doing that to make her feel like, oh, I shouldn't have this guy's kid. Maybe I'll get less money or something. I don't know. But it's like, that's so irresponsible. It sounds like you're just going around coming in girl. Wear a condom, idiot. You know, you're dumb. Another girl, 4 girls. You are saying you have sex with 4 girls without protection? I hope you have all the money for your children's support. I love children's support. You finally admit you are fucking trash. What do you mean admit it? You dated, he was trash from the beginning. I don't have money. Good luck, LOL. You will see. Okay. The deadbeat CEO. That's funny. This is a story between me and X Walter Weeks, the podcaster known as X Fresh IG and YouTube X Fresh Prince CEO. I met him on November 21st in Miami, and I fall in love with him. Of course, who couldn't? And I kind of believe it. If you look at her Instagram, she's like a fitness model, very masculine woman. Myron seems like the kind of guy who would like masculine women. That's not an insult, but he does look like a small child. Okay. I fall in love with him. We spent New Year's together. That's the time when he asked me to be his girl to commit to him. Is that how you spell commit? I don't know, because other words don't work. And he posted a video of us on social media. Exclamation point. He said to me, I love you. I don't want you to be with another man. Sorry, I don't want you to be with other man. A few days later, exclamation point. He asked me to meet his mom. Everything went well. I showed him and his mom my respect. I'm like reading it. Okay. He defended me on his podcast from the rumors. That's the moment I truly fallen in love with him. Exclamation point. But this is where the game begin. ... I left Miami on January 8th, traveled back to China for Chinese New Year. The night she's Chinese. Interesting. Oh, I should have told with a mask. There's a lot of people by me that are the Asian that wear masks all the time. They go to the Stony Brook school. I don't know why Asians like masks so much, but they do, and that's nothing wrong with that. They did that even before COVID. No. The night before, we had a serious conversation! Exclamation point. He said he sees me like someone to spend the whole life with, and I told him I was going to move to Miami for him. From then, we started a long-distance relationship for 2 months! Exclamation point. Of course. Until I traveled to Barbados! Exclamation point. I met his entire family there! Exclamation point. I can't read this. He made everything so real that he is serious with me. Red X. Therefore, I'm not on birth control, and we had sexual behavior without protection. That's interesting. That's an interesting thing to say. And here's why. Okay. Here's why. I'll tell you why. From the timeline that we got here, they started talking. It got a little serious. They met each other's family. And then she stopped taking birth control. My question is why? Why did you stop taking birth control? Did you stop taking birth control because you wanted to have a baby? Or did you stop taking birth control because both of you had the conversation that you wanted to have a baby? Because it's like, maybe things are a little different in China. There's always cultural differences. Maybe she was more ready than him. But you got to have that conversation before coming off the old BC. You can't, you got to have the conversation with your BBC before getting off the BC. You know what I mean? I don't know. Walter might have a BBC. Who knows? I was ready to, excuse me, exclamation point. I was ready to have a baby with him and build a family. He asked me many times, what if you got pregnant? My answer to him was always, yes, I want to keep the baby. I don't mind have a baby with you. Yeah, I'm not convinced that they had the conversation together about having a child. It sounds more like she kind of just did a whole YOLO. Anyway, this is a screenshot. Oh my God, our kids are going to look like them. They are so cute. LOL. I knew you were typing me this. Blasian. That doesn't communicate that he wanted to have kids. It's typical in a relationship when couples aren't ready to have babies that they would do like, oh, our babies would look like this. Oh, this, that's somewhat normal in a relationship. He has an SBC, a super big cock. Holy fuck. On March 12th, we traveled back to Miami together. At first, everything was fine. I stayed in his apartment. We had mutual understanding. He is not a monogamous person, that me and him both need our own space, so I suggested him to help me rent an apartment. He said, I want you to have the things you want as you understand me. Here's my thing. This is just personal experience. Take it with a grain of salt. I have not seen a mature person in a non-monogamous relationship. I used to be in a non-monogamous relationship. I used to be poly, and I look back at that time in my life as one of the least mature I've ever been. I was subsidizing love with a polyamorous relationship. My thought, and it's so hard to communicate, but it's like I didn't want to break up. I just, I want. It was just immature. Part of me feels like I was in a big part of me. I was in an open relationship with my ex because we weren't in love, and like we knew it feelings wise, but we didn't know it in our brain. We didn't know what love was because we've never, the both of us never really saw true love in a relationship. My mother's divorced. Her mother and father were divorced. It's a tough thing, and so we kind of subsidize that feeling of love, and we would just be in an open relationship, so we weren't fully pulled down. I feel like a lot of people do that. For me, as I gotten older, and now I'm in a monogamous relationship, of course there are stressors of it. It's hard. It can be hard sometimes, specifically because I'm a man. I'm a very we'll say virile man. I have a lot of urges. I'm a very masculine, like big guy with the sex drive, and I have the urges sometimes of like, oh, I want of interest in other women because I want to have another notch under my belt, not because it's enjoyable. But like the self-control has been so amazing for me, and I know I would never have anything near as good with anyone else than my wife, and that would be a huge destructive force in our relationship, and she's the most incredible thing that's ever happened to me. And so I started to explain, but just being in a state of regulation, of boundaries, especially with a strong woman, has made me a more mature and happier man. Okay? And just to be clear, I know a lot of other people are like, well, you're projecting. Sure. Absolutely. Virility? Is that what it is? I might be. I'm telling you my personal experience with something. That's all I'm telling you. But I see other people around me that are in non-monogamous relationships, and they're immature, fresh and fit. Destiny, you know? By the way, I love Destiny. I think he's incredibly smart. Very immature. All I'm saying is I've never seen a mature set of people in a non-monogamous relationship. That's all I'm saying. Okay? I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm saying that based on my own personal life experience and everybody else that I've seen around me, this is a mark of immaturity to me. You know? That's all I'm saying. So I could be wrong, and that's fine if I'm wrong. I'm not saying don't be in an open relationship. I'm just saying go into it a little bit more hesitant about, you know, what are your motivations? Are you doing it because you truly feel that way, or are you doing it because you're just not ready to settle down yet? It's okay if you're not ready to settle down. I think that there's something beautiful about settling down. And not even the word settling. I don't even mean it in like a negative, but like toning yourself down, settling yourself down, chilling the fuck out, getting yourself with other priorities. Focusing on finding women all the time was very destructive to my life. Like, I was always talking to other girls, You can't give 100% of the person that you're with. At the time, I wasn't with somebody that either of us wanted to give 100% to, but you know, it takes away from your life, and especially once, you know, I'm ready for kids. That's going to take away from, you only have so much love to give, and when you have a kid, that's some love has to go to that kid, and that's okay. I'm fine with sharing love with my wife and my kid, but with a bunch of other women, no. And when my wife and I did become monogamous, because we started dating when we were non-monogamous, you know, she wasn't necessarily a non-monogamous person. I was. And when we finally fully went monogamous, you know, I remember like a year after, my wife said to me, she's like, this is the most in love I think you've ever been with me. And it made me feel good, because I was like, I don't feel different towards you, you know? But like, I've been giving you all of my attention, and it's been such a wonderful, non-stressful thing. Because, like, you know, it's fun to flirt a little bit here and there, and go through the motions of like, oh, flirting to dating. But it's very stressful. And like, focusing on my wife has been beautiful. We're best friends. And then I've been so much more successful in work. You know, I have a better work-life balance, better family life balance. I just feel better. You know? That's all I'm saying. 10 days later, a morning after we had lunch with his sister, Big Red X, he broke his promises that how he told me he loves me and wants to see it in a long term. He wants to plan a future with me. Instead of renting an apartment, better buy a new house, which I think he is completely lying and making excuses about. He used me, hurted me. I'm not understanding. I don't understand how he broke his promise when he was talking to his sister. I don't know. He used me, hurted me. He was a cheater, a huge gamer. Like playing games or like Overwatch. I mean, maybe he liked Overwatch. I only found out this later and started to take his haters' words. When people told me negative things about him in the beginning, I always stood by his side and supported him and believed him. Well, you're stupid. Sorry. I choose to believe in my partner instead of the audience. The truth is he pretending to be a high-value man to date girls, then ditch them? Yeah, no shit. Here's the thing. There are instances in the world where I would say that it's appropriate to come forward publicly about a bad thing that happened to you. This is not one of them. You don't have to put every bad thing that ever happens to you on the fucking internet. I don't mean to be rude. Like, this sucks. For her, this sucks. It sounds like she's probably being authentic. I dated this guy. I didn't think he was shit trash. Turns out he was shit trash. And that sucks. That sucks. Why the fuck do we need to know about it? You got played by a player. An ugly fucking player that literally sits in the corner and contributes nothing to his own show. Okay, you know, every other day on TikTok, oh, my dad was a deadbeat. Oh, the guy he was abusive. Oh, how is he abusive? Oh, because he would yell at me sometimes when I'd steal money. Oh, okay. Just shut up. Just stop. Enough is enough. It's like, dude, we don't need to. It's funny. It's fucking drama what we get to cover. But it's like, dude, I don't care that somebody's kind of an asshole sometimes. You know what I mean? If the person had this super big goody two shoes perspective on, and they were like, "Oh, I'm the perfect," then, and you come forward with this, I get it. But the guy's an asshole, and you came forward about him being an asshole. Like, okay, oh, I touched fire and I got hurt. Oh, wow, the fucking breaking news! I touched fire's hot. It's like, goddamn. Thank you so much for the $5. Special teams, brother. You are a breath of fresh air compared to the hypocritical sanity of BreadTube and the pearl-clutching religious bigotry of the online right. Thank you. I appreciate that. Brother. Sorry, the special teams made me activated my sketchism. The reason why I'm exposing this is because as a woman, I want to stand out for other women. I don't want any other girls ended up like me. Bro, nobody else would have ended. Like, there's no... The red flags were there. Okay? When Papaga calls this dude a player, you know he hasn't dated a lot. What are you talking about? He's a fucking player. That's what he is. He doesn't have to be like, what is a player to you? This is a guy with a bunch of money that wants to fuck girls because he's a loser that couldn't get girls without money. That's what it is, okay? Just because he's a pathetic player doesn't mean that he's not a player. His strategy is pretend that I'm going to have you come and meet my family, or have you meet my family to pretend that it's serious and then like get bored of you. Like, it's scum shit, but it's still like it's one of the tactics you can engage in. My tactic was always half apps at Applebee's and then say, I'm not looking for anything serious, but I might be open to it. Fuckboy behavior, by the way. But it always worked. And what's so funny is that the women that like I would fuck around with, that they knew I was in a non-monogamous relationship, all educated social workers type women that were doing that, like a lot. Like, it was actually insane how many, like, that's like weirdly my type. And so many of them, they're like, you know, there's such educated women with bachelor's and master's degrees, and they're so fucking, and they fall for it. They're so dumb. I'm sorry. I hate that version of myself. But ladies, if a man ever says, I'm not looking for anything too serious, understand that means he's trying to fuck. He's just trying to keep it in your head that maybe he will. And by the way, it actually did work. My wife knocked me down. I'm just saying. Anyway, I can't read all of this. In a strange country all alone. I guess he left her in a strange country all alone. If I didn't expose this, he will continue doing that to other naive girls. Is that how you spell naive? N-A-I? I don't care. This will be more women get hurt. Incredible. After a few days, he asked me to move out. He stopped coming home. He disappeared for 3 nights without explanation. I called him. He never answered. When I did nothing wrong, when I was so genuine, I left my work behind in China to pursue this relationship. Didn't she just say that she visited China for work? For the Chinese New Year? So it sounds like her work wasn't in China, but okay. You're an online fitness model. I don't think that where you are necessarily matters, but I could be wrong. So I moved out, booked the first flight to New York City. I left my work behind in China, and then I went to New York City. So it sounds like you didn't leave it behind in China. On March 30th, I had a pregnancy test. It's positive. Here's what happened. And then that's where we kind of left off with the other stuff. He said on the phone there's no reason to meet and discuss further. He refused to have an adult conversation in person. He asked me to take pills and deal with it alone. He doesn't even want to show up and be a real man to take the responsibility under his behave. Okay. Now I'm warning all girls, stay away from this man. He's a dishonest and liar. He is dishonest liar. Now I ask you, please. What's up, God? Stand by me and help me to expose him in order to protect more women. Wow. I have suffered many days before I decided to tell everyone what happened. I need to help other girls to know his true color. He's pretty dark. I already know his true color. And ladies, please protect yourself. You know, nothing wrong with being dark, by the way. Good for the sun. Helps you jump higher, too. Incredible stuff. Yeah, you know, as I read this, I feel bad for her, but like, this is a part of a life lesson. Either keep the baby or don't. If she decides, it's her choice. She's a woman. She carries it. It's her choice, and he's a grown man. He knows enough about that. If she decides to keep the baby, shit, sue for child support. Yeah, get your bag, girl. I would hope that you're not just trying to have the baby to get child support, but I also understand why you wouldn't want to get an abortion. I'm pro-life personally, pro-choice publicly. You know what I'm saying? I would never want my wife to have an abortion. But that's how the world works. You know, she might not want to get rid of it, and I get it. I totally understand that. It's complicated. We don't know what her intentions were. Her intentions might have been just to get this guy, milk this guy, or maybe she loved him because she's dumb. She sounds stupid. I'm not trying to be rude, because this guy was a huge red flag. Maybe she fucking fell in love with the guy, and that she just doesn't want to get rid of the kid because that's her moral value. You know, if she's from China, that's a little more of that's a more conservative country. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, nothing wrong with being conservative. There is something wrong with China, the country, though. Not very good for their own people. I love Chinese people. I love the Chinese buffet. That's all it takes. Good Chinese buffet ends bigotry. It's incredible stuff. Yeah, so I don't know. But, I mean, if at the end of the day he decided to put it in there, the only one thing I'll say is if she came off birth control without telling him, that is one thing that would potentially be negative for her. Because she mentioned that she was ready to have a kid, and then she showed us her telling us, like, oh, we'd have Blasian kids. That doesn't mean anything to me. That's not enough of like an informed adult conversation about, hey, come off birth control, let's have a baby. I doubt that Myron is ready for that, Walter. But I could be wrong. So that's pretty much what it comes down to. So, you know, this is between the two of them, though. I'm not the judge. Anyway, I hope you have... Okay, we saw this before. Oh, maybe we didn't. I hope you have all the money of your children's support. You finally admit you were fucking trash. I don't have money. Oh, good luck you. See, nobody cares about your money. Well, she just said that she did good. Also, I know you don't want to raise a kid by yourself. You need a man that's going to be there when you were with you. We aren't even together. Forget the money part. I want to keep the baby. I will raise it by myself, but you'll also have to take your responsibility. I don't need a man. Especially, I don't need a man like you. Oh, why you want a kid with someone like me makes no sense, but okay, valid point. He's a loser. Because I'm not a killer, and when I was with you, I loved you. Because I only realize now I was with a wrong person, and you lied to me. Does this make sense? I thought you were smart. Say less. Wow. Incredible Ebonics. I didn't lie to you. It's not about being a killer. It's about doing what's best for us and also a child. It would be very selfish to bring a kid into this world without fully committed parents. Neither of us are ready to deal with something like that. Listen, that's fair, but it's also fair if she doesn't want to, get rid of the baby. It's selfish to make me pregnant and left me and lie to me. Valid. I'm not selfish. You are. You should worry about the other 4 girls you fucked with now. Learn from your lesson. Because I learned mine from you. Wow. How old is this girl? Daisy Fitness Chen. What's her age? Just curious. Seems like she doesn't really have an age listed. Looks like her Instagram's actually taken down. So that's something. I don't know how old she is. Who the fuck knows? She's very fake looking, though. Which is, by the way, is fine if you like that. I don't get like it. I don't get the fake boobs and stuff. I don't really get it. For me, I like them real. I don't like fake boobs. I will take small boobies any day of the week that are natural, because there's something beautiful about natural. She's 28. Oh, damn, she's old enough to know. Come on, you can't be that dumb. Jojo Siwa's on the screen. Let's get that out of there. Not intentional. Weird. Sorry. That's a potential other segment. Yeah, man, I like natural. I like all natural. I didn't lie to you. It's not about being a killer. Okay, we already read that. The 4 other girls, blah, blah, blah. Next one. Babe, I was with him in December. What is this? Make an STD test ASAP. Oh, so it must be another girl. Well, I mean, she knew that, though, didn't she? In her own message, didn't she say that he was non-monogamous and she understood and gave him space? Was that not something that we read in here? So you knew he was with other people. Now, that's a different conversation about, right? So she said that. We had a mutual... Okay. At first, everything was fine. I stayed in his apartment. We had a mutual understanding. He is not a monogamous person. Okay, so she understood he wasn't monogamous. Now, that's the thing, right? Is that just because you're in an open relationship doesn't give you license to have sex without a condom. That's a reality. And I feel like a lot of men Especially because, listen, guys don't like the way it feels when you put a condom on. It's just the truth. It's just a reality. It's just a fact. And I feel like guys are more likely to want to take off the condom than girls are. And I think part of that is for women, there is an extra layer of fear because if they get pregnant, they're the ones pregnant, right? Like at the end of the day, if a girl gets pregnant, she has more responsibility. She's the one that's going to carry the baby. She has to make the end all be all. She has to make the decision to get the abortion or not. And that's tough because that's a hard call. For a guy, it's easy to be like, yeah, just do this because you're not actually the one doing it to your body. It can be very physically draining and emotionally draining as well because you're the end all be all decision and choice on something. When you are the final say of a choice of something, you have the most responsibility for it. It's like working a job. If you're a manager and you have all your coworkers like, yeah, you should do this, you should do this, you should do this, the decision might impact them, but it's not going to impact them the same way it impacts you because you are the boss, you're the leader of that scenario. Right? So it's harder for a woman to make that call. And so women are more likely to be more stressed out about wearing a condom. And the reason I say this to you is as a guy, wear a condom. Okay? If anything else, it makes the woman feel more comfortable and she'll like you more. And she'll let you do anal. So don't even feel bad for the woman. If you want her to give you anal, just wear a condom. Because then she'll feel better about being with you. You'll make her feel more comfortable and you could easily get in that ass. And if you're lucky, you can get her to not shower beforehand. And that could be a fun ride down the chocolate train. It's incredible stuff. Incredible stuff. It's incredible. Make an SDT test, sexually disease transmission, ASAP. I did it when I was with him. He only admitted today we have sex with another woman without protection. We didn't use protected, and he came in me multiple times. Damn. I go once and I'm done. Now, I go for a long time, of course. Sometimes too long. You know what I mean? I've gotten to a point where I've been able to, get right there and stop it, and then I can't finish. It's tough. Sometimes it's like, okay, the tough one. You know what I mean? It can be, but hey. I've been tested and I'm clean. Are you okay, love? I'm sorry he did this to you. I don't know about you. I was staying with something mid-December. Listen, I don't know. This sounds like the same person. We didn't use protected. I mean, it sounds like the same vernacular. Speech pattern? Is that a word that I'm looking for? Incredible stuff. But I don't know. Either way, I'm not surprised. Yeah, I mean, none of this shocks me. Let's see what the audio recording is.
All right. I want the baby because I don't want to kill the baby. I don't want to kill no.
Let's go. His career is already dead, unfortunately, because he made a joke or something about gay people. Sad stuff, man. Bring the baby back.
Nobody. I don't want to.
You're not. They just give you a pill and it's over.
No.
That's true. I mean, it depends on the what stage of development, but sure.
No. I'm pregnant.
No, but that's what I'm saying. The pill, they just give it to you from a doctor and then you're good.
Yeah, take a red pill. Oh my God, that's the title of the movie. Red Pill.
I am pregnant. I can't pretending like nothing happened. I can't. In my religion, we don't kill.
Well, that's actually objectively incorrect. In every religion, lots of people are killed. It's just actually almost, I mean, if you had to be like, what are the core tenets of religion? There's a God, and then there's death, and then there's a virgin that somehow gets pregnant. That's every religion, I'm pretty sure. Okay, it's always part of everybody's religion for somebody to die. A lot of people, just famine, starvation, crickets, I think, eat people. Plague. Okay, it's a part. Everybody's religion is about death. It's so low. It's fucking crazy.
You're not killing. Okay.
I want to keep the baby.
Okay. Well. Like I said, I just don't want any kids.
Okay.
Okay, so what you gonna do? And what you gonna do to me?
Nothing. Well, why did I do anything to you?
Nothing?
Why did I do anything to you?
No, I know, so...
I don't think she's saying, are you going to do anything to me? I think it's more of like, what are you going to do then about the baby is the implication.
Like, how are you gonna deal with this? By saying, I don't want a baby? That's all?
My nose itches. I'm not picking my nose.
I mean, because of To the doctor, I guess.
You can go to a doctor, sure.
To the doctor.
It feels like bad acting. I feel, well, listen, she's recording it. So, she might be putting on a little bit of a performance for the recording in general. Sorry, I don't mean to make so much noise.
So you want abortion?
I mean, yeah. Why do you want a kid now?
Dude, how many fucking messages are you getting? Put your phone on silent.
And why do you make me pregnant now?
I am curious though, because if her whole job is it's interesting. If her whole job is to be like a fitness influencer, like why would you, like I would imagine that getting pregnant would be something that you'd be more worried about, because that's a huge thing, and that's an additional factor here. Again, it seems like they might have been in some kind of relationship, but I mean, like, you're a fitness influencer, getting pregnant is going to put a dent in your job. No, you should have considered that. What were they dating for? 3 months? It wasn't very long.
So I'm like, there's no way that's true. But then it's like, oh wow, like.
So just think about it. It's meant to be.
It's meant to be.
God wants you to have the baby.
Ah, yes, God, of course.
Definitely not.
It is.
God of
God
shame.
wants you to have a baby. 7 years
God of secrets.
never happened, and then you're fucking me for a month, and I'm pregnant.
Yeah, why didn't he get a vasectomy, by the way? Wouldn't that be smart if he doesn't want to have a kid? I mean, listen, it's not foolproof. You can still have a kid with a vasectomy, especially in the early stages. It takes a while. But, like, why wouldn't you get the vasectomy? I don't understand. If you really don't want to have kids, why wouldn't you do that?
What does that mean?
Well,
Now I just think about it, if you force me to kill the baby, then you're a sin.
well, we already sinned by having sex, but it's too late now, But honestly,
Okay. Cool. I mean, like, I don't know what else to think. I don't know if there's more information. I'll check the Discord real quick, but I think that's it. And there's really nothing else to say, Like I said, I don't know. This is what is this, a kidney stone? I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the specifics of their relationship. Okay, a lot of JoJo Siwa appearances here. This is one of the videos you guys sent me. It sounds like they might have had like an actual decent relationship. We saw Ethan Klein make fun of him a little bit for it in their conversation, which was a little funny. He might be a little wishy-washy, kind of he might be a relationship guy. I don't know. Maybe they was just friends with benefits. I don't know. But you knew who this guy was. You dated an asshole that did a Red Pill podcast. Somebody who's less than a man, who doesn't take responsibility for himself, who blames women for all of his problems, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And now you're in this place. So it is what it is. Hopefully, you guys figure it out. The only person I care about really is the kid. I hope the kid comes out well and gets taken care of. I think that's very important. He shouldn't have been fucking around with her without the understanding she could get pregnant. She shouldn't have been fucking around with him without the understanding that he's a scum fucking piece of shit. I don't know what to tell you. 2 adults being stupid. And that's usually how the world ends. 2 fucking morons being dumb. That's all I really have to say. It's incredible stuff.